Hi, this week we start the letter sound K and the hard C sound, which is K, K. And the hand shape is the letter C. You put it kind of at your throat, and it's K, K. So this is the hand shape, and then the sound for K, and then it's called the hard C sound. We've already learned the S for C. Now they're going to learn that sometimes C says K. The activity that's associated with it is cutting. We're going to pretend that we're cutting the fur on a dog. So some of the vocabulary includes, of course, dog, cut, and that really depends on what you're cutting. If you're cutting the fur, if you're cutting your hair, if you're cutting something you're holding. So again, the word cut, you kind of place it wherever you are doing the cutting. Your hair, brush. And again, if you're brushing the fur on the dog, you're going to kind of probably do it on your arm. Talk about brush, scissors, a mess, because we're going to have hair all over the floor. It's going to be a mess. And then you get fur. And you probably will see that spelled also, F-U-R, and then fur. And we're going to use some Play-Doh as to pretend that we're cutting Play-Doh. And we're going to use mirrors. You have to look at the mirror when you're getting your hair fixed. And then comb. Kind of make your fingers as you comb. And once again, depending upon what you're combing. So those are the words that go along with the story for the K. And we're also going to work on the word for kite. We know all those sounds now. Kite and socks. There's a little story about Pete looking for his socks. So he put his socks on and then go out and fly a kite. To go along with that, our book for the week is called Caps for Sale. And this is the book. This is a very old book. It was written back in the 1940s, but it still is great for little children. It's about a man who sells caps. He stacks the caps on his head, so you just kind of stack them all the way up, and he walks through the town selling caps. And he gets tired, so he decides he walks out of town, and he sits by a tree, and he falls asleep. But when he wakes up, his caps are gone. So he looks, he's looking, and he looks up, and in the tree are monkeys. Monkeys are sitting in the tree, and they have his caps. Well, the man becomes angry and mad, and the monkeys kind of copy the man's behavior and his movements. So finally the monkeys drop the hats. The man, he collects, picks them all up, puts them back on his head, and he walks back into town to sell his caps. So we're working on, obviously, caps, monkey, and the color of the caps is gray. Sometimes people sign gray, but most of the time you're going to see gray. They're blue, brown, and red. So those are the stories that we'll be working on. And with caps, we're going to, sound it out with the hard C sound. And that's what we'll be working on this week. And also on Thursday is our book week skit. The children did a wonderful job acting out the 3 billy goats. So I'll be sending home a DVD copy of that so you can see that at home. And thank you. Have a good week.